Hey guys, IkeFam64 here. Now, with MLP Season 8 finally meeting its end as of last week, the rumors regarding Gen 5 and Season 9 being the finale have sort of risen back up, popped back up, and I think I decided to do another unscripted rambling regarding this topic. So, first off, my views have not changed at all. I still feel that Gen 5 is highly unnecessary. I feel that there's no point, and I just feel, in general, this is not a good idea. And the thing is, a lot of people have agreed with me. I have talked with multiple people in the community, including my buddy, who have said that that Gen 5 seems very unnecessary. It does not seem. It just doesn't seem necessary for them to end Friendship with Magic like this. There's just no point. Which is actually, I mean, that's actually a really good argument. Like people will say that like the series is starting to die out. But really when you think about it, like I won't really say this show has started to lose popularity. It's just not trending. It's not mainstream. Like, because there's a difference between like something being popular and something being trending. Like, for example, Minecraft. Like, that was extremely, like, when it was trending, it was giant. It was a beast. And though it's not trending anymore, it's still a beast. Like, still millions of people play it every day. So, and the same can be said for like something like PUBG. Even though PUBG is still kind of mainstream, it's still fairly mainstream. But still, like, really, like that's kind of the thing, is there's kind of there's just really a difference between something being popular and something being trending. Friendship with Magic is popular, not trending, but that doesn't mean that the show needs to die. One thing I will say, one little tidbit I have with with Season 9 being the finale, is the fact that there would have to be squeezing in so many villains into one season. And people have theorized that it's probably gonna be like some big like team up of all the remaining villains, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Just I feel like in this case, I feel it would make more sense for them to stretch out the villains across multiple seasons. Like, after all, because we have a good chunk of villains that seem to be returning. We have Tyrek, Cozy, Chrysalid, in new one Grogar. Even we have like on one end we even have like there's even possibilities of Sombra returning, or at least for what I hear, or at least it's theorized. It's not confirmed at all, but still. So yeah, that's a lot. That's a whole bunch of villains just to squeeze into one season. And though the thing is, I think the rumors originally said that Season 9 was going to have 13 episodes, but that's since changed to 26, I think. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign that these rumors are starting to lose validity. Like, it's possible that Hasbro are changing their minds on this, which I really hope so. I really hope so, because I don't think that, like, though Friendship with Magic has gone on for extremely long time, I don't know. It just does not seem. It's not ready. It's not ready to pull the plug. Like, it's not on life support. It doesn't need to be. It just doesn't need to be euthanized. Or yeah. Another problem I have with the Gen 5 stuff and like Season 9 is the fact that there is, as of Season 8, they've added, like, Season 7 and Season 8. They've added in so many new characters. And a good chunk of these characters have only gotten a little bit of exploration. And so there is a lot of potential for future episodes. There are many concepts for episodes that I can think of off the top of my head. So as long as you have like fresh ideas coming in, there's no real point in canceling it, right? Like, this brings back to the whole thing I said back in January. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And yeah, just need to maintain the series. But yeah, like that's that. And the thing is, Gen 5 just seems like a terrible idea, if you ask me. Because not only Are they going to be scrapping the French vs. Magic? They're going to be throwing out all this lore, all these characters, and just binning that, just throwing it all into the gutters. But the reboot just does not seem good. Like a good chunk of people I've talked to have said that Gen 5 just looks awful. It looks terrible, and I agree. It just does. It looks very bad. Like the characters are just being so drastically changed. Like why? Like it doesn't even make sense why they still have their names. Like they're still gonna be like the main six, but only by their names. Everything else is gonna be different. Only their names and colors are gonna be the same. Which, like, why? Like, what's the point? If you're going to take a character and make it such a drastic change, just make a new character. Really, like seriously. And yeah, like that's another thing. And like also just like there's not really anything unique I can see with Gen 5. Like there's no real appeal I can see. Like though it's like meant to be like, I think it's meant to be like something about alternate realities and stuff like that. But quite frankly, I mean, I just don't find that interesting. I just really don't. Like compared to French vs. Magic at least. And that's probably mainly due to the fact that, after all, like French vs. Magic, as of Season 8, has a very in-depth lore. There's a lot of, like, world building in it. It's, like, it's very fleshed out. It's very fleshed out. A lot of characters and such. So, yeah, like, you're just, that, like, now's not the best time to start with a blank slate. And, I think probably one of the main reasons I made this video was to go over a theory on Reddit from user ElDurado1239. This is over on the Milo Redacted subreddit. I will probably link the thread in the description, and this is pretty much how the thread goes. Well, I found about the rumors just recently, and whatever the way I look at it, Hasbro likes money, and like any other corp, they don't like risk. French vs. Magic is popular amongst all the demographics and already established in production budget. With production budget, that can't be too straining. Sorry, I'm stuttering. Throwing this away just for a risky, apparently much more expensive project with randomized main six, targeted on young adults primarily, that could flop and leave them empty-handed. What sane exec would do this? What I could imagine easily through is that they could be throwing out rumors to see how the fandom reacts, if it is a right time to start thinking this way or not, etc. A great informative mass survey for price of few artworks. Gen 4 was a reboot, which French vs. Magic, but it wasn't a reboot of something that was short of a miracle among animated TV shows. To some extent, Gen 4 is the MLB. And sorry, I stuttered so badly during that. I basically had a stroke. But that's pretty much it. Like, I mean, you could all just read it on your own, because it was up on the screen. And then he also goes on to say, well, rumors of cancellation may work as a cheap sales boost. I mean, I've already made plans to buy the DVDs, and I don't have yet, and probably some more stuff. Alright, that's good English. Anyways, if other corporations are any indication, avoidance of experiments and milking the known and tested seems to be the trend. Like Rick and Morty got renewed for 70 episodes recently. One could use pretty much the same arguments as some people use here, and say that the show should have one last season and end. But they invest in known brand, characters, and world for a long time run rather than that. And I think this happens in a lot of other places, especially the lack of experimenting and playing it safe. These Gen 5 rumors sound too much like a spontaneous small studio decision instead of a thing that went through the investors and execs. Which makes sense. This is completely out of the blue. Why? Like, this is extremely out of the blue, so yeah, like this absolutely has to be like a small time thing. Moving down, Reddit user, I think Ryla Talina, makes a counter argument regarding ElDurado's first comment, saying it's more complex than that though. You can't just look at the number of people actively watching the show, because creating a series of cartoons was never the original purpose. The original purpose was to sell merchandise. Hasbro will more likely kill the series off for the merchandise being reduced sales than the cartoons being getting reduced views. El Dorado makes a counter argument, saying that if you reduce the show into a commercial, then I think it makes absolutely no sense in making a new series aimed at older teens. I always suspected Hasbro's official toys are often 5% production and 5% production costs and 95% brand, or even more than that. The older you get, the less likely you are to buy or force parents to buy something obviously overpriced for this, for its quality, or something that's, how to put it lightly, with not exactly the best craftsmanship involved. Some of those toys are simply hideous. All right, and I mean in huge amounts. Of course, there are people who will buy anything that has a logo on it, which, once again, excellent argument. That's a very good point. Like Hasbro, quite frankly, this proves that really, if Hasbro are not, either Hasbro is doing some sort of weird social experiments, or they need to get their head out of their ass and fucking not make Friendship is Magic centered around merchandise, because that's what the fuck. And so, I think I have nothing else to say before I have any more strokes. I think I'm just gonna end this video right off. This video is already it is far too long for me just stuttering and having strokes. But yeah, I think that'll do it. Just kind of an update on what I think of the situation. I've been having a fucking giant ass existential crisis regarding Gen 5, and quite frankly, I just hope that once we get official 100% confirmation or denial about Gen 5, hopefully if Hasbro denies it officially and publicly, you know I'm gonna be bragging my fucking ass off. I'm gonna be gloating my ass off. It ain't gonna be funny. But anyways, I think that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next video of me having strokes and stuttering. Later!